Hello everyone, it's good to be on this platform again today. I've come to share an experience with you, very key experience that I think would it will give you a different view of life. But this message especially is for the single ladies. It's for the single ladies, the unmarried ladies. It's a story that talks about why you should leave married men alone, especially when that married man's wife is a child of God. It's a story of a young lady, a campus lady. Yes, her name is Anna. Anna was dating a married man, and because of this, issues were coming up in the home of this married man, and the woman was a child of God, a believer, born again. And because this lady had done all she could to see that her home regained the peace it used to have, and that she got her husband back, and it was to no avail, she decided to go investigate why the husband was behaving strange and who was this woman in his life. And then she realized after her investigation that the husband was dating a campus girl. So she decided to pay this campus girl a visit to plead with her to leave her husband alone. And so she went to this school and visited Anna, her friend, and told Anna to please leave her husband alone. That the fact that she's dating her husband is causing a lot of troubles for her and her children. Pleaded with her and shared her experience, even cried, knelt down for Anna and begged her. But she didn't listen. Anna didn't listen to her. Rather, Anna and her friends mocked this woman and pushed her out, and laughed at her and pushed her out. And so in tears and in sorrow, she went back to her home, went behind closed doors, went down on her knees, and she engaged the altar of prayers. And guess what? She told God to arise on her behalf, because her marriage is being threatened by a campus girl. And so she prayed to the Lord, and God answered her prayers. It wasn't too long, just within the space of 2-3 months, Anna was struck down by a strange sickness, a sickness that defied all medical diagnosis and treatment. The parents being very rich, and besides, Anna was the only child of her parents. Being very rich, they went around looking for solutions, and they took their daughter to a church, and for every church they went to, they were told that Anna had offended a woman, that they had to go look for that woman so that the woman would forgive her. And so they went to school, called all Anna's friends, and did investigation, and they narrowed it down to this particular believer woman. And they visited her home and introduced themselves, and went down on their knees and begged this woman to forgive Anna for what Anna had done, and that if she would oblige to follow them to the hospital and lay hands on their daughter, that their daughter would be healed. This woman, being a child of God, she didn't really hold any grudge against this girl, and so she obliged and followed them to the hospital. On getting to the hospital, she saw the sorry state of the little girl, how life was going out of her gradually, and so she cried to God, knelt down, laid her hands on this girl, and prayed for her, and said, Lord, please heal her, I've forgiven her, and prayed and prayed and prayed. And after all the prayers, she left. And the story goes that 2 days later, Anna died. She passed on. Nothing could stop her from dying, even the prayer of the woman she had offended. What is the moral of this lesson, of this story? The moral of this story, young lady out there, the singles lady out there, is that you don't kick against the primary institution ordained by God as marriage, like dating a married man. When you date a married man, you are directly and indirectly fighting God. And God will arise, especially if the wife or the spouse, the one suffering, is a child of God. The Bible says, call upon me in the days of trouble, and I will answer you. God will always arise, and his enemies will scatter. Somebody will say, but God is plenteous in mercy. It's true. But the book of Hebrews also says that he is a consuming fire. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of God. Marriage is sacred. Young ladies, leave married men alone. Flee for your life. When a married man comes to you, run. Not because you Not because you don't want to cause problem for the wife in the house. No, run because you want to save your head. You want to run away from the danger that lies ahead of you. It is a fearful thing. Why? Because marriage is God's primary institution, and it is very sacred, especially when the woman is a child of God, and maybe God help you, she has been involved, she has a war room in her house. Many of us have seen that movie. I have seen it with my wife, a movie teaching women how to engage the altar of prayer when spiritual warfare arises in their homes. When a woman has seen that movie, if you are a single lady out there and you are dating her husband, you are in trouble. So flee for your life. I hope the story of Anna would have taught you a lesson. Single ladies, I wish you the very best. God has your own man for you. But for you to find that man, leave married men alone so that the coast will be clear for you and that person God has ordained for you will come your way. That's the story I have to share with you today. I hope to see you next time. This is coming from a Scene 1 production. Little evangelical clips will be coming gradually. So just stay tuned. You will hear from me again. God bless you.